some teens and tweens are really into role-playing games or fantasy books or fantasy movies. And a lot of these have an herbalism component. And sometimes when kids are into that kind of thing, it can be a hard place for parents to find some common ground. But herbalism can be that common ground. Now, maybe you love to play D&D with your kids, you have that kind of a background yourself as a parent, and if that's the case, great. Instead of rolling dice to figure out if the healing power worked, then you can actually let your kids study up and create the actual answer to the question, and if the answer is correct, then they got it right, and if not, then oops, the person didn't recover, or whatever is happening in the story that you're working on with your kids. But maybe you don't have a D&D or a role-playing kind of a background, and maybe you feel a little bit concerned about your kids' enthusiasm for the fantasy world, or maybe you're uncomfortable with their gaming habits. I will tell you from experience, the best thing is if you can keep an open line of communication that will help you find a way to be an accessible parent, even in a hobby that you might not like. And herbalism really is a great way to do that. You're sitting at that place where their fantasy world and the real world practically meet. So instead of having to make up all the herb lore for their games, you can help your kiddo learn the real life herbs that can help keep them healthy in the real world, and they can use that knowledge to impress their gaming friends. You become a hero, and you have a point of access into your kid's life. Kids are going to do things that make us uncomfortable, but if we have a way that they can come to us when they run into trouble without having to fear our judgment or scorn, then we can be supportive for them when they need us. And if things really are going off the rails, if we have that point of trust and conversation and something shared, even if it's only one little fraction of what's going on, then we have more insight into what's happening than we might have otherwise had if we just simply said, I don't like that you do that and I don't want to hear anything about it. This is a really good way, whether you enjoy role playing and already do that with your kids, or whether you don't understand role playing and don't like that kind of thing and wish that your kids wouldn't do it. Either way, herbalism can be a great way for you and your teens and tweens to find some common ground, and for you to be able to support your kids as a parent.